Hello, I'm Hari Jeevan Singh Khalsa, and I'm here to talk to you about gemology. I'm in the business of selling gems, but not just gems for jewelry, although I like jewelry a lot, as you can see. I'm in the business of selling gems as a healing agent. You know, the business of medicine is not just what we know about. Here in the West, we practice a form of medicine called allopathic. And that's with the drugs and with the surgery, and I'm not judging it, I use it, no problem. But that's what that is. But throughout the world, there are many systems of medicine. There's naturopathy and homeopathy, and in India there's what's called Ayurvedic medicine. And medicines come from different areas for different reasons. In the West, we've taken mostly botanicals and synthesized them and taken the active constituents that do a certain thing to us into a pill, and so we can pop a pill in our mouth, and from it's a wormwood or some tree starts with a W, we can take an aspirin and cure a headache. But systems of medicine work from different perspectives, and Ayurvedic medicine, Ayurvedic system, works from what are called the Vedas. Now, the Vedas are some of the oldest and ancient spiritual scriptures on the planet. It's thousands of years older than Christianity and older than Judaism, even though Judaism is a very old religion. And they work on the physical level, like allopathy does, just like allopathy works on the psychological level as well. It makes you feel better. But the emphasis is different. In allopathy, it's on the physical aspect. In Ayurveda, it's on the vibrational aspect, on the aspect of the universe that comes in what's called the subtle realm. And it works whether you believe in the subtle realm or not, but not everybody experiences it as such. So that's why allopathic medicine is more desirable, because it's absolute. You take a pill, you know the result, it's time-honored, it's been tested, it works. Well, in Ayurveda, it's not quite that cut and dry. It's a matter of the practitioner's subtlety in not only being able to experience it, but also being able to increase its effects. The more you believe in something, the more it works. So the more subtle you are, naturally the more you experience, naturally the more you believe. The less gross you are, the more skeptical you are, the less you experience what it does to you. Can't change it, that's the way it is. So in Ayurveda, we're talking about a system, science, that has variable effects. And as such, is not only under scrutiny in the West, but discounted because it can't be relied on. And that's true. I don't deny that either. But if you're lucky enough to be subtle enough to understand its effects because you experience them because of who you are, there's no doubt about what Ayurveda can do for you. No doubt about what allopathic in the West can do. No doubt about naturopathy. No doubt about them all. But don't eliminate Ayurveda. And each one has a different aspect, so that you can heal yourself in different realms with using different systems of medicine. And the beauty of the medicine of Ayurveda is that it not only works on the physical body, but it works on this mental state and mental body, and on the spiritual realm as well, and works in building those qualities in you, along with healing you as it's prescribed. The science of Ayurveda includes everything from astrology to gemology. And it's gemology that I want to talk to you just a little bit about today. Gemology is the science, the Ayurvedic science, of using gemstones to promote healing in your body, in your mind, or in your soul, or in all three. And the science is used from wearing gemstones to powdering them and eating them. It all stops in between, and each one has its own use and its own effect. And rishis and yogis from the past, these spiritual beings that brought these teachings, this Upanishad, this Vedanta, to existence, containing this vibratory knowledge. When they brought that down, they brought down a system that included nine most powerful gemstones in the universe, and prescribed each gemstone for a specific or set of specific conditions. And that's how we get diamonds, sapphires, rubies, emeralds, and some of the most expensive stones in the world are included in this. I'm wearing it. This is called the Navratna. This includes the 9 stones of Ayurveda. And they're very expensive, some of them, not necessarily all of them, but cat's eye, you get a good one, it's very expensive. But there are substitute gemstones that you can use that have the same effect as these gemstones. Maybe not as much power, that I agree, but are very reasonable to everybody. You can buy a ruby for $5,000 a carat, and you probably need a 3-carat ruby, so you're starting, and that's just a minimum maybe, you're starting at $10,000-$15,000. Or you can buy a 3-carat garnet for $15, or maybe $35, $50, who knows, $100, $200, a fraction of what a ruby would be. Yet the Ayurvedic effects are not a fraction. They're close. They're not the same, but they're very close. Now, why do we want to bother with this science, and what does it do for us? Well, I'm wearing emeralds today, as you can see. And the reason I'm wearing emeralds is because I'm communicating. And emeralds are good for skillfulness and flexibility, especially in communication. So I wear emeralds to promote that aspect of my being. You can be the judge whether I can talk well or not. That's not the issue. I know I talk better than I would without them, so I enjoy wearing them. That's my personal preference. And that's the preference that these gemstones provide. Blue sapphires have a specific use, and rubies have a specific use, and thus garnets have a use, and aquamarine, which is a substitute, have a use. So you can experience this subtle and Ayurvedic science of gemology by purchasing gemstones and using them in a manner that's prescribed. And if you're subtle enough to experience it, it's dynamic. If you're not, it's still dynamic, you just don't know it. Thank you very much.